Cruise news time. Well, if your vacation's going to get disrupted, hopefully you will get paid. And that's turning out to be the story for some stuck cruise passengers. Also, there is another new update when it comes to fire safety panel on cruise ships, and it's a little disturbing. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I am your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. And we've got a couple interesting stories for you today. Cruise news story number one, an update for those passengers that are still stuck at the pier in San Francisco on the Ruby Princess. We know that they're about to be unstuck as that cruise is set to leave today at 4 p.m., doing a modified itinerary to Alaska, one stop in Alaska, one obligatory stop in Canada to satisfy U.S. law. And we found out more about what they're doing in the form of compensation for these passengers. The way it worked was this. Guests who arrived at the pier and found out that their cruise would be altered and delayed, they had options. The first option was they could just not take the cruise and get a 100% refund of their cruise fare. They would also get some assistance when it came to travel, accommodations, those kind of things. However, if the guests decided to take the disrupted cruise, they would get a 75% refund and a 75% future cruise credit. So let's just say your cruise cost $1,000, which it would certainly be more than that for an Alaskan cruise. But the person who decided not to take the cruise at all, they would get their full $1,000 back. The person that decided to stay on the cruise would get $750 of their $1,000 back. Plus, they would get a $750 credit for a future cruise. In my opinion, that's a pretty good deal. And if I was somebody who had traveled to San Francisco to take this cruise, I would stay on the cruise ship. I don't know. I'm sure some people left, but I don't think I would go through the rigmarole of trying to undo all my travel and get back home. I would take the money back. I would take the 75% back, and then I would be excited to have 75% for another cruise. Curious as to how many passengers that are disrupted or really hacked off about this. It's one of those anomalies that happens very infrequently. It's a tough harbor there. They're still determining exactly what happened. You're just a victim of circumstance at that point. Hopefully you're getting the most out of it. I think the people that are taking the deal from Princess definitely getting the most out of it. Curious, what would you do in that situation? Cruise news story number two. I told you yesterday about the reason why MSC's first luxury cruise ship, the Explorer 1, was delayed because it was determined that some of the fire safety panels that they had used in the construction of that ship no longer were certified for safety. Fire safety panels in question, manufactured by a Helsinki-based company called Paroc. Paroc makes not only these fire safety panels, but a lot of other materials that are used in the shipbuilding process and used by the shipbuilder Fincantieri. Well, recently Paroc notified Fincantieri that two of the panels that they manufacture had failed their safety certification. And so these panels that were certified when they were installed or sold to Fincantieri now no longer are certified for safety. The failure of these safety panels has resulted in a recall of the safety panels. And as we've seen, the recall of these panels has resulted in a delay for the not yet in service MSC Journeys Explorer 1. However, the company has revealed that there are 45 cruise ships where these safety panels are being used that need to be recalled, and the majority of these cruise ships are in service. Now, the names of the 45 cruise ships that possibly could be impacted by this recall, they have not been disclosed. However, these products have been used at both Fincantieri and Meyer Werft Shipyard, so it calls into question cruise ships from Royal Caribbean, cruise ships from Carnival, Norwegian, Virgin, Disney, AIDA, Cunard. There's a lot of possibilities out there. And so while it's, we don't want to run around chicken with our heads cut off kind of scenario, I think it is a moment where we can, take a pause and say, okay, well, if I'm cruising over the next few months, there could be some sort of delay that is unexpected as these ships are identified and a plan is formulated as to how to bring these safety standards up to code. Seemingly, they'd have to rip and replace these fire safety panels. What kind of big job is that? Is that something that can be done quick, or is that something that would cause a big impact to already booked itineraries? Again, I don't think we should freak out at this moment, but I do think it is important to know that this is now an issue in the cruising space for a certain amount of cruise ships, and that we could see delays, just like we saw delays with Explorer 1, we could see delays with existing cruise ships already in service. Or maybe they can get these panels recertified. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But we'll be tracking along with it. Now, I do want to just take a moment and thank everybody who has subscribed to this YouTube channel. Big Milestone crossed yesterday 225,000 subscribers. My mind is officially blown. I feel very lucky to be able to do this on the daily, something that I never would have dreamed of in my entire life. The fact that I get to come here and talk to you guys and hopefully entertain and inform and help your cruising efforts, I'm really glad that I get to do that. And so a big thanks to everybody who watches. And unfortunately, if you did not subscribe, now you can't be a part of the first 225,000, but you could be a part of the first 250,000. So the time is now. Hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the information today or got value out of the information, please hit the like button. This is Tony for La Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the lead up.